how did we invest differently during this pandemicness of a year, and how are we going to move forward? So nothing really changed for us. Well, some things changed, but as far as like the fundamentals of running numbers and everything like that, everything stayed the same. I guess the one thing that we had on our side was we kept working during the first like shutdown thing when we were supposed to be whatever flattening the curve or whatever lie we were told. And this helped us have our houses done when we were allowed to, whatever. So when people were allowed to come look at houses again, this helped us because our houses were done, and a lot of other people that flipped houses, they didn't really do anything, so they had to like catch up, right? Where our stuff hit the market right when agents, I guess, were allowed to show homes again. So that worked out super great for us, but still super conservative with numbers on flips and rentals, right? And that's how I always run numbers, is just super conservative, right? On flips, we tried to do everything in house to make it work and not make it work, but make things go quicker. The issue was during the first lockdown, we couldn't get people to come in and work because they were scared to work because of the lockdown, right? So on the whole other spectrum of that was so many people were out of work that did want to work. We were able to hire on painters, guys to do floors, reglazers, all this other stuff that we kind of subbed out before. We were able to bring it in house, right? So that worked out really, really great for us from that aspect. On rentals, if the numbers worked, right, and there was significant upside, we went for it. Nothing really different than before. I don't think that really ever changes, whatever the market is, right? As long as we found a place that obviously the price per unit made sense and there was enough upside on the rent and maybe on the expenses that we could cut, we bought it. Another thing that I did was I pulled as much equity from the properties that I did own as I could, and I was doing that anyway, and that's just to be in a better cash position in case, I don't know, who knows, there's a bunch of foreclosures or whatever there is, right? So you can buy up more deals. So, and obviously when you cash out or, pull equity out of something, you want to make sure that there's still cash flowing and they're still safe and they make sense, right? So that's kind of what we did from that side, or I did from that side. As far as this year, for me personally, it's been probably the most like lucrative year for like flips, for houses sold, for not that like I really count houses sold, but it has been. From a rental standpoint, I like tripled what my goal, well, not almost tripled what my goal was for units. Exceeded the amount of flips I want. Everything was just awesome, right? So I guess going forward, we're still going to do the same thing, just super conservative on flips. On rentals, as long as the numbers make sense, they make sense. And obviously, like the property management side, we're going to keep growing that business too. So that's been growing like crazy this year too, because a lot of people have been buying rentals, single families and multis and stuff, and has been having us manage them on top of us doing the work to flip them and get them ready to be, rented out. So going forward, I guess we're just going to keep running numbers on flips and rentals conservatively. We're going to try to get in and out of flips sooner than later, right? Because we don't know what the future holds, right? As we can tell, February, everything looked good, and then March, it was just like, so if, right, you want to be in and out of a flip as soon as possible, right? Because if you did want to sell your house in March, maybe your house was done and you couldn't because no one could see it, because no one was allowed to see it, then that kind of puts a damper on your things. At least you have more holding costs and stuff, right? But you never know if like lenders going to stop lending or what's going to happen, right? It's just a huge unknown. And yeah, the sooner you're in and out of flips, the better. And also, like all the flips that we usually do, they still make great rentals, and the numbers still work on a worst case scenario to keep it as a rental. Granted, we don't ever want to do that because we finish them above the rental grade, right? What we would do. So, but anyway, I guess just keep making sure that you're conservative on numbers, and always make sure you have like multiple ways to kind of get out of that investment. Multiple exit strategies is the fancy word, or the correct word. I don't know what you'd call it. But anyway, let me know what you did different this year to kind of adjust to the craziness. I know it was just like our timelines really got pushed out because of materials and all the other stuff. But I'm curious what other people had to do differently this year to really adjust to what was going on in their business. Drop a comment below, let me know. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. Talk to you later.